This is Medic Maniac YouTube and Godso Medicine my PS4. As you can see, this is the PES 2018 demo. Just sat here with my cup of tea on transfer deadline day. All that's finished now, and you know, hopefully your club did some good business. Some didn't. Would have liked a defender or something myself for my club, but anyway, on to the 2018 demo, which has come out, and I have to say I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. I'm going to get that out there right now. I'm not impressed. As you can see, the layout of the menu, they have gone with big rectangles, you know, vertical rectangles, and a couple of, you know, horizontal rectangles on the right hand side for the versus and co-op. So the size of the you know, these what would you call them, the menu things are the same. The font style is the same, and the only thing really that's different, I'm a bit colourblind, so I said it was green, but my daughter says, no Dad, it's blue. Okay, hold my hands up, I am a bit colourblind, blue apparently. So that is the only difference that I noted on that bit. So we'll go exhibition match. I'll just show you what my settings that I've been using. Semi-assist for the cursor change, that's what I always use. I turn the pass support off. Pass support, I'm going to say it now. I've been using the X button pass, and as you can see, the pass support level is off. There is no assistance that I've been using, and yet what I've been finding is that the interpretation that I've been getting from my input, you know, the game has been moving the ball directly to the player, as opposed to sort of like how I've been playing. I've been laying it off into space or passing it into a bit of space where my player can get the ball, and it's been manipulating it. So it's been passing it directly to the player, meaning that, so let's say I want it to go into space and I want to avoid the opposition player, so that my player can run onto the ball into space and get the ball. So that's been the idea of some of my passes that I've been putting out in the game. But because it's been directing it directly to his feet, it's been overriding my input, directing it directly to his feet, and making it so that the AI player, you know, the ball hits the AI player. Well, if I'm not directing it there, he should be touching that, but the game's manipulating it. So it says pass level support off, but that's a lie, because the game breaks it, right? So I've been using through ball type basic, shot type basic, well, you can see all the things that I've got there. The other thing I'm going to show you, so we'll click on that. I've been using Inter Milan versus Liverpool, hence the 3-0 defeat that's still on the start screen. And I've been using these because, as you can see by the star rating and the numbers, they're pretty evenly matched. You know, the teams in this demo, they're pretty evenly matched. I had a look at the system settings and the camera settings, and you can't really change the camera settings. I had a look at the general settings and stuff. The game plan, I've been taking Kondogbia out and, well, changing the central midfield pairing really. I've been using fluid formation for what good it is. Obviously you can't drag players around. You get, you know, fixed settings that you can't alter in the demo. So, for example, Inter Milan apparently play counter-attack and short pass and that, but I've been finding that actually that's not working. Defensive instructions, they're using frontline pressure, containment area middle. conservative pressuring and defensive line, and you can see that, and I can't alter that. But what I've been finding is that, much like my 2015, 2016 and 2017 stuff that I've played, I've been finding that my defenders are pushing high up the pitch, and when Liverpool have been attacking, they've had space to play the ball, they've had space to run into to get in behind, and when I've been attacking them, what I've been finding is that their midfielders are closing in, whereas my midfielders are not closing in, and the game's not giving me selection of my midfielders to close in and squash their attackers between my defensive line. My defensive line is not standing off. Like Liverpool's defensive line, if I attack them, their defensive line will drop back, their midfielders will close in and they'll squash us. And that's been a consistent feature of everything that I've showed and everything I've talked about in terms of, you know, the attack versus defence of 2015, 16 and 17. And in this iteration, 2018, they haven't changed it. So the manipulation is there of passes, the alteration of direction and strength as well, even with pass assist off, and the setup of teams where, you know, and I showed you that I can't alter it, and yet my defence has been high up the pitch and everything. Anyway, so a fluid formation on advanced instructions. Now I've been using different ones because I'm not entirely sure that hug the touchline is going to be any good. If you look at Inter Milan, how they're set up, they've got the left midfielder, the right midfielder, the attacking midfielder, and two centre mids, and they've got support. They've got an out-and-out striker in Icardi. Icardi's pretty good in PES, and that's not exactly how I like to play. I kind of like to play with my, if you've seen my style now. In fact, I've altered that as the iterations of PES has gone on. And I kind of like, when my team are going forward, to have a left wide forward, a right wide forward, a centre forward, a support striker, an attacking midfielder who can move forward into support striker, and a defensive midfielder who can move forward into centre midfield. And I like my left back and right back to push up into right midfield and left midfield, so that I have a group of players who are able to keep the ball in areas, and I can vary going wide or crossing wide, you know, into the box from deep wide, or I can go central, I can play intricate, or I can play chip balls over. Do you know what I mean? I've got variety to that. So it's not exactly how I would set up, but I can't change that, and I don't think there is a team in PES that, you know, is actually set up how I like to play. It's kind of a custom mode that I have. But yeah, so I've been varying this. I've been going false number 9. I turn that off because if you know me, you know that actually I pause the game and turn them off and on from in there. I've been going counter target, and the second one just off as well. And I've been marking up. I'm using the D-pad there, pushing it down, and it's just going up. I don't understand that. I have to use the left stick. I don't get that D-pad. So my marking up's being like this. And if you understand anything about me when I play PES, you'll know that I do mark up so that players are marked to a fashion, even if the players that I'm asking can't do a particularly fantastic marking job. At least it's better than nothing, in my opinion. And then captain, it's this guy that's got the captaincy skill. So if you're using Inter Milan, he should have the captaincy. If it makes a difference, I don't know. Long, I've been giving short to him, and then free kick 2 back to him, and then left and right, and then you get penalty kick, being given it to him, and player to join attack, the captain. So that's how I've been setting up. And if you notice straight here on the game plan, much like the menus in the game, the font style is the same. You get the white background. All they've done is put a little colour across the top. I've been using normal condition. In fact, if I come out, can I show that? Is it general settings? So that's what I've been playing. Superstar 10 minute, free substitutions, emotions on, normal condition for away and home, and just turn the injuries off because it's an exhibition and I just want to have a look at the game. So that's what I've been using, but this is similar to 2017. I don't like it. The layout of the menus there. I'm not a fan of the graphical style of the menus. I've done videos and I've complained about all that. The menus haven't really changed. What's changed is that they've just altered different colouring. So for example, if I go on a player and I press triangle and press R1, you can see that instead of having a white background with different coloured numbers, the actual numbers used to be coloured, if you remember. Red, yellow, orange, whatever colours they were. But in this one, the numbers are black and it's the square background that's different. And there's not too much of a difference there between the orange and the yellow. So there's little superfluous touches like that. And when I do get into the into the game, obviously you might have played the demo, so you'll see what I'm talking about. There's little superfluous touches to the colour of, the menus, the backgrounds to like team formation and stuff like that. But essentially, this is the same. They have not done anything to the presentation other than just change a few of the colours around. Whoopee-doo. Right? I mean, really, whoopee-doo. I noticed that when I kicked off, I tried to pass the ball back to the keeper and try that one, and their forward just sort of trotted toward my keeper. So it looks like they've actually seen something of that and changed it maybe, although I noticed that in the 2017 demo, sometimes the forward trotted forward and sometimes they didn't. So maybe in 2018 there might be some matches where they don't press. I don't know. Can you pass the ball back to your keeper and just leave it there like you could do? I don't know. But there are other things that are very, very similar to 2017. The pace of the game is slowed down a lot. I like that. Other than that, it cheats. It cheats. I've had the kicking through my player. I've saved a little bit of the footage. I've taken a few pictures. I'll do a GIF. I'll put that up. But yeah. That's the demo. I'm not a fan. Don't like it. I think they haven't changed much at all. This got awards at Gamescom gone by. How? Literally how? This has hardly changed at all. What did PlayStation Access say? They've been working on this for 3 years. They were working on this for 3 years. If they'd have said they were working on this for 3 months, I could have believed them. I really could. Just changing a couple of bits here and there. Anyway, I'm going to save this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch you in a little bit. I'll do a match.